welcome back to my channel. I'm trying not to bump you guys, and I'm still bumping you. I don't know how this angle's gonna work. I feel like I have to move you a little bit more just so I'm not hitting you guys. Today we're filming a whip and chat. I have some thread on my needle already. I'll tell you guys what we're working on, but first, for those of you guys that are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy. This is a craft channel, in case you didn't know. We like to do all sorts of things here, mostly cross stitch and diamond painting, but I do throw in some sewing every now and then and a couple of other things. This week I have a week off of school, more like 8 or 9 days off of school, and I kind of wanted to stockpile videos, but then I don't know. I've got so much stuff going on right now, it's just crazy. My kids start school in 2 days, so that's going to kind of throw a wrench in things, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but it is what it is. I had a few minutes right now to sit down and record, so I figured that I would use this time to record a whip and chat, because I have not recorded a whip and chat in so long. I also really have been itching to do a diamond painting whip and chat, because I haven't done that either. But anyway, let's get started, and we'll talk more about that in a second. We are doing Hawk Hollow right now, and we're doing Halloween at Hawk Hollow. I know you can't quite see the whole chart, but this is the gist of it. I have decided to start in the center right here. Whoops. Start in the center, and I'm working on this cauldron right here. So I'm gonna have to fix this. This frame does not like the stand that I'm using. It doesn't like the original name brand Q snaps. I don't know why. I guess because they're not thick enough to hold inside of the two wooden bars that hold the Q snap in the center, and it constantly moves. So I do have it pressed up against my desk so that it doesn't fall down. Let me move it a little bit more. I just have it in the corner because it helps keep it steady. So yeah, we're working on that today. And let's see. Let me get my highlighter out, because that's what I was using. Oh no, I dropped it. I'm gonna have to get a different color. But anyway, yeah, diamond painting. I've been wanting to do another whip and chat with diamond painting, but my desk is a mess. Not my desk, but my area where I do diamond paintings has a bunch of stuff on it right now. Excuse me. Has a bunch of stuff on it right now because I'm prepping for floss of the month for month 3, and so I have a bunch of floss out, and I kind of just need to get that done. I've also been crocheting a bunch. I've been making it a point to crochet every day the past almost week now, because I really want to get done my son's undertail blanket. I think I've showed the pattern on here before, and I'm almost halfway through. So the blanket's in 4 full pages. You know how we talk in cross stitch about getting a page finished? Well, once I'm halfway through with this blanket, I will have 2 pages done, which will technically put me at halfway. And so that's just through the pattern though, because the pattern will also put me at, it's actually not halfway, because I will have to probably do a couple of border rows around the edges in order to make room for the edging, because I'm probably going to stitch some bias tape in. And so that way because it's going to have a backing on it. I think not most, but a lot of crochet blankets will have a backing on them, especially when you're doing like character stitching, at least in my experience. Not when you're just doing like changing stitching, but because I have so many color changes in it, and some of it has white in it, so I can't exactly carry the colors in a lot of them. So yeah, I will call it halfway. I will call it 75% done when I actually finish the pattern, and then putting the the bias tape and the fleece on the back is going to be a whole nother story. I actually don't even think I'm going to put fleece. I think I'm going to put probably just regular fabric, because it's going to be so heavy that I think I'm just going to use a regular cotton fabric on the back, something that matches, either gray, probably gray. I think gray would look good. But anyway, that's a lot of ramble about that. So today is August 10th. It has been a day. Today's Monday, you guys, and honestly, my husband wanted to go pick up some lunch. And so I took him to go pick up some lunch, and I was like, what is today? And he's like, it's Monday. And I honestly feel like it's already Wednesday. Like, that is how much has already happened in my Monday today. I'm probably going to get this video up today as well, because I don't have any other content waiting. So there's that. We've got some horrible news this morning that a very close family member of ours isn't doing too well. I'm not going to give specifics just yet because I don't know 100% of what's going on. I'm going to have to take some time and talk to my sister-in-law to get some more concrete information, because my husband is very out of sight, out of mind, and he uses the generalization that if somebody looks okay, then they must be okay. But I know a lot of that has to do with denial, and so I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say for now, because I don't feel like I should be saying anything yet, I guess, is the way to go about it. I should have 4 rows. Yes, I do. So I'm stitching this on 32 count Shadow, 32 count Lugana in the color Shadow from Stitch Me. I stitch almost everything on Stitch Me. I think probably 80% of my fabrics are from Stitch Me at this point, and I've gotten a couple of good stacks off of D-Stash, and then of course I have kits and stuff. But as far as like my patterns go, like this, most of my fabrics from Stitch Me, and this is my first time stitching on 32 count. I've been stitching, I stitch a lot on 28 count because it's readily available and I can get it at Hobby Lobby. And yeah, so this has definitely been an adjustment going through this, like stitching on this, because the holes are so small. The first day that I did it, I decided to stitch it in here, which is in my office is in here. And I don't normally stitch in here, but sometimes I do like to pull something out and just stitch at my desk just to keep me busy or whatever. But or if I have like some free time and I don't feel like going and stitching in the living room, which is where I normally stitch. But I had a really hard time because the lighting in here is not too great, and so I did have, it was an adjustment, because like I said, I've never stitched on 32 count. 28 was always the highest that I stitched on. And so it's not bad, honestly, it's not bad. It's just, it is a little bit of an adjustment, but because I'm stitching on Lugana, it's definitely better. I will have to say that, so I'm stitching 2/2. My stitches have never been more even than they are right now on 28 or 32 count Lugana, because there's not a lot of room for the stitch. Like, there's not a lot of places for it to go. So my Barbara Anna designs, I stitched it on 14 count. Is it 14 count? No, I stitched it on 28 count linen, and I stitched it 2/2, and my stitches are like, I mean, they look nice, don't get me wrong, but it's linen, and so sometimes you can tell like that stitch is wider than the stitch next to it or whatever, and I'm so not having that problem with this, and it's really, really nice. So originally when I first started stitching, I could not understand the appeal to stitching on such high count fabric. I was like, why would they want to stitch on such a high count? It doesn't make any sense to me. The holes are so small, blah, blah, blah. Not that I have bad vision. I have pretty good vision. But, you know, I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. Not only that, but Lugana is much more expensive than Ada. And so, but honestly, now that I've been stitching on this 32 count, I have to say that it's really nice. So yeah, it is what it is, you know. I was gonna, oh no, I almost lost my needle. I was gonna do a tag, and then I decided not to because I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna hop on here and do some stitching. Hopefully I have some time in the relative close future on my next Stitch With Me that I can do a tag. My Stitch With Me's used to be much more regular than they are now, which, I mean, I know that there's nothing, I cannot get in the hole, there we go. I know that there's nothing wrong with that, but I just, so if you guys didn't know, I'm also a full-time college student on top of everything else that I do. And so this summer I decided to take 5 classes. If anybody has ever taken college classes, then you guys will understand how insane it is to take 5 freaking classes over the summer. So the summer session's broken up into 2. Basically, June is one session and July is another session, and it was nuts. So I took 2 classes during the first session and 3 classes during the second session. Oh, that was something else. But I actually finished my bachelor's degree in a year, because has it been only a year? Let me check on that. 2019. So it's a 2-year, whoa, kicked my desk. Bachelor's program is a 2-year program, and I finished it in a year and a half. So technically you go 4 to 5 semesters depending on it. So it can be 2 to 2.5 years depending on the program and how it's structured. The program that I am in is actually 2.5 years, but the way that I did it, I finished it in a year and a half. So I cut out a whole entire year because I was taking summer classes. And so to me, I don't understand like why you wouldn't want to take summer classes if you make the decision to go to college. Like, why would you want to push it out more? But then again, like when you go to college right after high school, you're so used to having that summer vacation that you feel like you probably need it. Me, on the other hand, not so much, because I'm going to end this thread because I am done with it. I like to end in a pin stitch. So I've already been adulting forever, and so I don't need a summer vacation. So yeah, I took 5 classes this summer, and I think I took 2 or 3 classes last summer, and then every semester I always take 5 classes. The normal's 4, so I kind of blew through it pretty quickly. I was just looking at the degree date for my associates, and they gave me this. I graduated in May, but they didn't print the actual degree until August of 2019. So technically it's been 1 year ago that I got my associate's degree, but I finished in December. I have 1 more semester with 4 classes. Speaking of that, they took one of my scholarships away because let's see if it lets me log in. Because I only needed 4 classes, and for my degree I need to pick another color as well. You need to take 15 credits, and I'm only taking 12. So I have to get some kind of special approval, because if you're a senior, then you can get approval where you don't lose any of your scholarships or funding if you do if it's your senior year. So 742, this one, if it's your senior year. So I'm hoping that I get it approved. I talked to him on Friday, kind of late, my advisor. So today it's Monday, but it's only, I checked this morning. I keep putting my scissors back in the holder. I checked this morning, and of course I didn't hear anything back, but I'm hoping by the end of the day today I'll have heard something back, because they have to wait for approval from the president of the school and all this other shit. So I don't know. I just hope that I can, so that I was really looking forward to only taking 4 classes, because I always take 5, and especially with having to homeschool my kids, it's going to be different. And then I already got accepted into a master's program, so that's great. And my master's program is going to be fully online, which is going to allow me to work mystical diamond art full time, which means that unless I find a job, which I'm still not 100% sure on yet, if I'm going to work outside the home, something in my field while I'm going to school for my master's. I made a knot. Okay, I got it out. While I'm going to school for my master's, I haven't decided yet, but for the time being, it looks like I will be able to work mystical diamond art full time, and that is great because I will be home, not having to be on campus this semester, and unless, like I said, unless I find an outside job in my field with my bachelor's degree, then I will also be working mystical diamond art full time next semester as well, which is great because that makes shipping times faster. I'll have the flexibility to ship every day instead of right now I'm doing like twice a week shipping. So I printed a bunch of like, for example, I printed a bunch of shipping labels last night, so everybody would have gotten their tracking number last night, except that it was too late to schedule a pickup today. And so I can only take like maybe 5 or 6 packages to the store, not to the store, but to the post office at once. If I take more, then I have to make 2 or 3 trips inside just to drop the packages off, and post offices are always freaking packed. And so to limit exposure, I will only make 1 trip. So I'm just gonna wait. So my daughter's vacuuming, and so I don't know how loud it is. If I feel like it's too loud, oh, she just turned it off. She's probably got to move something. But I'm thinking of doing this video as a time lapse as well. I don't know. It's only going to be a couple of minutes because I don't have that many stitches to show for it. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. So if you wanted to see the stitching, I'm probably going to release this same video in a time lapse, and then you can go and watch that. I'll probably post it at the same time and see that way, because I can hear my other daughter coming down now ready to do her chores. They kind of stay hidden until they decide that it's time to come down and do their chores. Oh, they're so funny. But anyway, yeah, so today I can tell it's just going to be a quiet day. I'm hoping to catch up on some cleaning and then just some crafting, getting caught up on some work stuff. Not even caught up, but just stay current on some work stuff, get some more. I got a dye today. Today's a dye day as well for mystical diamond art. I gotta check on an order because I haven't heard anything yet, so I gotta see when I ordered to see if it's been long enough to check in on it, because I know they did say that they're roughly shipping after 2 weeks, and so, which is part of the reason why I decided to plan so far ahead on the floss of the month, because of that. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes it's a little hard to get the stitches in. I don't know what my girls are doing, but they just went back upstairs. They're so funny, kids. Kids are just a trip, I tell you. But anyway, did I already mention that I was going to do a tag and then I just decided not to? Moonshine Crafter does the best tags, and I've been meaning to go and like write down all of the questions or print them out. I'm not sure if she has a link in some of her videos, but definitely gonna have to go and check. But usually her whip and chats are a tag. I don't know why my voice is so cracky today. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee. I only had 2 cups. 2 smaller cups at that. Today's coffee cup was my Disney Stormtrooper cup that my sister-in-law got me at Disneyland. So yeah, this whole section is yellow all the way to the bottom, so we shall do. I think I'm honestly gonna do the border last, or at least do this half of this block first before I do the border, because the border is going to be boring. It is just one solid line of 310 all the way around the hole. Each block actually has one, so they don't share lines either of 310. They each have, so you basically have to go around each block. Well, yeah, you go around each block completely. They don't, because they don't share lines. So I think once I get done with this half, I will do the block around, or the line around this, just to kind of break it up a bit, because I felt like it left too much room for error if I started with just that solid black border first, because it's a lot of counting, and these charts don't have numbers on the chart. I have half of the chart here. Let me see if it gives me this. Oops, I have to put emoji there. It doesn't give me the stitch count either. Let me see. Let me see real quick. If you're watching the time lapse of this, you're probably wondering what I'm doing during this part. It's upside down. Let's see. Where's the other half of the witch? Upside down. Yeah, it doesn't give the stitch count for each block on the pattern. So that's kind of weird. Okay guys, I'm back. So I had to take a little break. If this is kind of jumping all over the place, it's because my conversation is jumping all over the place. My kids kept coming in here. I'm further than the last clip. Because my kids kept coming in and talking, and I don't want to include any of that into the video. However, I'm going to keep all of the footage, and I'm going to go ahead and do the time lapse. I think I mentioned that before already. It's been like 30 minutes since I recorded the previous clip. So I'm going to go ahead and do the time lapse. And so if you want to actually see the full transition of the stitches, you can go watch the time lapse. I'm going to try to keep it like 7 minutes or under. I feel like 10 minutes is a little too long, and more than that might just be a little ridiculous. So there's that. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I gotta get ready to wrap this up. I honestly think I'm just gonna finish this strand. Oh no, I put that in the way wrong hole. I think I'm just gonna finish this strand and go do what I have to do around the house, get ready, because I still haven't gotten ready yet, and just be ready for the day in case my husband decides that he wants to have dinner at his parents or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So we shall see how that goes. I'm pretty caught up on floss tubes, which is good. For a while there, I had like 40 videos that I needed to watch just because I was doing so much homework that I would just browse my YouTube feed and then just put everything watch later that I just didn't have time to watch, and I didn't want to miss anything. And so I would just add it to the watch later list, and it took me days to get caught up. I was listening to it while I was driving. I was listening to it while I was taking a shower and getting ready. Washing dishes. I put a video on just to get caught up. I've got probably about 10 videos in there now, but some of them are new floss tubers, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not attracted to every type of floss tube video, and so if I see a new floss tuber, I definitely give them a shot and see what I think about the video, or whatever, if we like the same kind of stitching. I generally like to watch people who stitch the same kind of stuff as I do, like Moonshine Crafter. I absolutely love like every single pattern that she does for the most part, and I genuinely enjoy listening to her as well. If you're not subscribed to her, you should be. And then of course some of the more popular people, Michelle Bendy, love her. Sometimes I have a hard time finding the holes, especially because I'm kind of sitting kind of crooked, but whatever. So it looks like I'll be able to finish this column, and I will move over to the next yellow column, because there's another one right here. I'm not sure how I feel about the flames on this cauldron. Let me look at the photo. I am using CXC thread. I'm using two labels CXC thread. I ordered an entire set, all 447 colors, and that is what I kitted these up with. If you're not familiar with CXC thread, it's floss from AliExpress that are dyed to resemble DMC, but they don't quite match DMC. The dye lots can be a little bit different. I personally love stitching with the thread, but if you're going to start a project in CXC, you really need to make sure that you have the entire color. If you need 5 skeins of CXC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I suggest you buy all 5 at once. Don't start it with a skein and then order 4 more later, because there is a very high probability that your dye lot isn't going to match. That's the only thing that sucks with CXC. So this pattern calls for 1 skein of every floss, except for DMC 310 calls for, I think, 3 skeins. So what I'm going to do is all of my most of my floss, actually no, I have it mixed between DMC and the CXC. So these are the CXC colors I have, and I only need 1 skein of all of them. This one is a DMC because it's on a bobbin that I already had. So these are the CXC ones, and then oh, here's another one that I was using at the beginning. And then DMC, because 310 calls for 3 skeins, I'm going to use DMC. And these two, honestly, I don't think I'm going to use this exact one, because this one is a lot fatter, and I think this might be J&P Coats, and so I might not use that exact one, but I have other DMCs. I have enough for this kit, and these are DMC as well, but that was just what I had to kit it up, because I always look through my DMC stash first, and then I went from there. And like I said, since I only needed 1 skein of each, it didn't make a difference that I used half DMC, half CXC, but that's just me. Like I said, I highly recommend buying the entire thing. Like, I've kitted up Hades in CXC. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna go 2 more out. I have kitted up Heaven and Earth Designs in CXC. And I ordered the entire floss list at once. Didn't get half or partial. I think there was 1 color missing off of there for some reason. I left it off of the list. I don't know why. And so that color I will just be using DMC, since I can replace the entire color of it and not have to worry about the dye lots for both brands matching. But that's just me. I know a couple of people who use CXC. There's actually a Facebook group for people who kit up kits with this type of floss, and they've got all the information that you need as far as where to get it, who you can get it from, reputable sellers and stuff, if you don't want to just order from some random shop willy-nilly off of AliExpress. You can go into that group. I'll try to remember to link it below. If I don't, call me out and I will put it in the links. I didn't know that there was a group, but Jamie from Crafting Gaming Jamie, I think is how you say it. She's the one who told me, she didn't tell me, but she put it in a video that there was a CXC Facebook group, which is great because I absolutely love CXC. I've had good luck ordering mine. Oh, I actually ordered mine from the Joy Sunday store because I love Joy Sunday kits. And I noticed right away when I started stitching that I loved the floss. Honestly, their floss feels like silk to me. That's just my own personal opinion. It's much softer than DMC, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I do notice on the AliExpress kits, the Aida tends to fray the ends because the Aida is so tough, especially from the AliExpress kits. But if you take the same floss and stitch on Lugana, like I am now, it is such a dream. Again, in my opinion. Alright, this thread is done. So I'm going to end this with my pin stitch because that's how I like to end shit. And that's it. We're going to call it done for today on this one. Because I need to get my butt in gear, you guys. I really do. This needle minder is from the Frogworks retreat, in case anybody's wondering. I know you're in a completely different position than when I started you, but this is from the Frogworks retreat, and they're going to be doing more boxes. In case you guys weren't aware, I would highly recommend going and following them. I've only purchased one other box from them that I haven't gotten yet. It's from the Black Needle Society, and it's from the same lady who runs Love You More Studio, the book sleeves. And then they also do Love You More Studio, they do the Frogworks retreat, and then they have the YouTube channel. I feel like they do something else. I'm missing something else. I'm not sure. But anyway, they might as well. I'm gonna prep another needle while I'm still chatting. So anyway, on their last Instagram live, they were talking about some stuff, and I noticed that they didn't say if they were gonna have another box yet, but they are. So I also purchased the fall box that hasn't been released yet, and I wasn't, to be completely honest, I wasn't too impressed with the first box that went out, the first one that Michelle showed. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was just called Retreat in a Box, because I don't really want scarves and candles. I want stitchy stuff. But the Frogworks box, you guys, I was impressed. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, because I was very, very impressed with the box. We still did get a candle, but it was Harry Potter themed, and I feel like it kind of just matched the box in general, because it was related to the common rooms. I think they did a really good job with that. So I will definitely purchase future Frogworks boxes, and we'll see what my fall one consists of, because like I said, I don't want any scarves and I don't want any jewelry. So we'll see. But anyway, enough rambling. That's it, you guys. I don't even know how this video is going to sound. I hope I can piece it together just fine, because I feel like it's going to be a hot mess. We shall see. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to start editing this video and cleaning up, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.